Hello everyone, welcome back to Anonymous World. Hope you all are doing well. So today is December 7th and day 7 of Advent of Cyber 3rd edition is out. So let's check that out. Okay, day 7 is web exploitation, migration without security. So let's start our machine. You can start your attack box too. Today I am using virtual machine. Okay, there is one in browser access. Let's go through the story. So the development team that handles GIF requests from children migrated over to a new technology stack. Okay. In doing so, they left their application vulnerable, and Grinch Enterprises now control access to the system. Fortunately, Grinch Enterprises forgot to patch the system, so you can use the same vulnerability to retrieve the gift requests for the students. Okay, so the development team have shifted to different technology, but they in doing so, they left their application vulnerable and Grinch Enterprises used that opportunity for their own, but fortunately they too forgot to patch the system. So in today's task, we will learn about what is NoSQL, understanding NoSQL database, why NoSQL happens, what is NoSQL injection, and using NoSQL injection to bypass a login form. So then there is introduction about NoSQL. You can go through that. NoSQL database refers to a non-relational database that is short for non-SQL or and not only SQL. So today we will cover the basic concepts of NoSQL database and information gathering, enumeration, and exploiting NoSQL vulnerabilities. So then understanding what is NoSQL. So various types of NoSQL database can be covered, such as MongoDB, Couchbase, RavenDB, etc., etc. But in this particular task, we will be focusing on MongoDB database, which is a free and popular document store NoSQL database. Similar to MySQL and MS SQL, it consists of databases, tables, fields, but with different names, where collections are similar to tables or views, documents are similar to rows or records, fields are similar to columns. Now, below there is a graph which shows a visual example of these terms as we have database named AOC3 and has two collections, that is users and roles. So here is first collection, users. Okay, the user collection has two documents which can also be said as two records, and documents in MongoDB are objects stored in a format called BSON, which supports JSON data types for document storing. Also, it is very important to look and compare the query operators between MongoDB and MySQL. So $and is equivalent to and operator in MySQL, $or is equal to or in MySQL, and $eq is equivalent to equal to in MySQL. So now interacting with the MongoDB server. So a note has been given. To follow up with interacting with the MongoDB server, please deploy the attached machine and use in-browser access. If you're not seeing the in-browser screen boot up, use the source split button at the top right of the page. Okay, so our in-browser machine has been deployed, which is special for NoSQL VM. You can view it in full screen here. Okay, let's go ahead. Before we dive into details of NoSQL injection, it is important to understand how MongoDB works in general sense. So let's start with connecting to MongoDB on our deployed target machine and use the default port 27017. And we will be creating a new database and collections as well as documents. So here steps are given how to connect, how we can connect to MongoDB. Okay, I think it's the wrong formatting, or word wrap is not proper because both the input and output commands are written side by side. Uh, like for connecting to MongoDB, we need to write just Mongo. As this terminal is provided for this particular machine, we do not need to give any other information. So we are connected. You can see MongoDB shell version, this connecting to MongoDB, which is same to like this connecting to that. Now let's use this show command to list all the databases that we have in MongoDB on our target machine. So, yeah, show databases. Okay, so we have four databases: admin, config, flagdb, and local. Okay, let's go ahead. Next, if you want to connect a database, we can do this by using use command. Use then name of the database, and if we can also use this command to create a new database. Therefore, the use command is used to connect to a database if it exists, or create a new one if it doesn't exist. And once a database is created, we can create two new collections named users and roles using the db.create collection. Basically, it's a walkthrough on how to interact with MongoDB. Okay, let's go through this. Okay, use AOC3. Again, there is a word wrapping problem. So here we are creating a new database which is AOC3. Let's try that. Use AOC3. Okay, you can say it's saying switch to DB AOC3 means a new database has been created named AOC3. Okay, then we need to create a new collection which is db.create collection. First is users, and then we are connecting other collection which is roles. Okay, let's try this. db.create collection. Okay, one, and another one is roles. Okay, we have created our both collection. Now you can use command db.get collection names to see both of the name of the to see both name of the collection. Hmm, like see, we got our output roles and users. These are the two collection we created earlier. Now we successfully created two documents into uh, sorry. Now we have created a document. Okay, so now we have created our collection. Next we create document within the users collection and insert data into it. So we can insert data using db users insert command. So the command. So here we are entering ID, username, email, password. Okay, let's just copy this. I don't think it will work. Okay, it's not working. So let's do it manually. db users insert. Okay, again what we are inserting. First we are inserting ID, then username, then email, then password. Okay, ID is 1, then username, admin. Okay, let's keep this short. Okay, write result and inserted 1. Next, again we are inserting another data. Let's change admin to user and ID to 2. Okay, again we got our output. Now next, we successfully created two documents into users collection and then stored available document within the collection using db users.find. Okay, we can use db.users.find to see our documents. Okay, so we created these two documents, id1 username admin, id2 username user, and it gives a object id. Now MongoDB automatically creates a unique ID called ID for each document. We just saw that. Now we will be using db.collection name then update function to update a document with the ID is equal to and update username to TryHackMe. So now we are updating username of ID2 to TryHackMe. Okay, let's try that. Okay. Okay, right result nmatched one and upsetted one and modified one. It means we successfully updated. Now we can you can use db users find again to confirm that. See, user had been eliminated to updated to TryHackMe. Next, you can use db.users.remove to remove a document and db.users.drop to drop that document completely. Now we know how to interact with the MongoDB server. Look around by using the MongoDB commands we have learned and find the flag to answer question 1. Okay. Now interact with the MongoDB server to find the flag. What is the flag? Okay, let's see. Databases. Let's check FlagDB. Okay, then we can use db.get collection names. A flag call. Let's check db.users.find. It didn't work. Nope. Hmm, let's try find one. It is also another command used in MongoDB. It's showing null. Okay, let's try with another database. Admin system version db users. Okay, again nothing. Let's try find one here. It is also showing none, null. Hmm, let's check the hint. What? The flag is given in the hint. I don't know what's the matter with this. And we even don't need to enter the flag. I think it was just for interacting with MongoDB server. Okay, anyways, let's go ahead. Okay, then there is what is NoSQL injection. So we have basic knowledge of dealing with MongoDB commands to create databases and collections as well as insert, update and delete documents. We'll be discussing NoSQL injection and risk of having such vulnerability in application. Okay, so let's see, you can read that. Now there's bypassing login pages. The logic of login pages is similar in most databases. First connect to database and then look for a certain username and password. Okay, the following query is the query that is used in web application used on our login page. db.users.find query or db.users.find one query. Okay, note that when we provide the correct credentials, A document written while a null reply is received when provide the wrong credential when nothing matches. Okay. Before exploiting NoSQL injection, there are MongoDB operators that we need to be familiar. $eq matches record that is equal to $nq not equal to $gt that are greater than a certain value. $where record based on JavaScript condition. $exist that have a certain field. And then last one is $regex matches record that satisfies certain regular expressions. So you can visit MongoDB website for more information about the operators. Next, we'll be exploiting the logic of the login query by injecting a JSON object, which includes one of the NoSQL operator, which is $ne. So an example is given here, a user where we are finding a username with admin and password, which is not equal to XYZ. So uh, mm, we are telling MongoDB to find a document with a username equals to admin and whose password is not equal to XYZ, which is a true statement because the admin's password is not XYZ. So it's in a way changing our logic to something true. So it will uh, fetch the result. So it will fetch the result successfully from the MongoDB's. Okay, let's go ahead. Exploiting NoSQL injection. To exploit NoSQL injection within the web application, first we need to find an entry point that doesn't sanitize the user's input. Then see how the web application passes the request to database. It is get or post queries. Sometimes web application accept a JSON object. Okay, then examples are given here. You can go through that. You can access and visit the website via the following link. So, okay, so let's open our link in new window. Okay, let's okay, now we discuss how to bypass logging pages as an admin. Can you log into the application that Green Chair Prices Control as admin and retrieve the flag? Use the knowledge in day 4 to set up and run Burpsuit proxy to intercept the HTTP for the login page. Okay, so we need to bypass this login page. So we know our username is admin and let's give a random password. But before that, let's make our intercept on. Okay, send the request. So a post request is being sent to a login page. Let's send this to repeater. So now we need to bypass this login page. So we saw a walkthrough on how to bypass the login page above. We use the given operators, which is eq, ne, gt. So here we were requesting a username admin whose password was not equal to xyz, which uh, which was making the statement true. So we can use the same logic here. Uh, we can apply the not equal to operator in the password field. So now our statement will be like we need the data from where username is admin and whose password is not equal to 12345. So it makes our statement true because we know the username is admin, but its password is not 12345. So let's try seeing its response. So found redirecting to dashboard page. It's redirecting us to our dashboard page. Let's see the response in browser. So we bypass the login page and we got entry to our dashboard, and here is a page which is flag. So probably our flag is there. Forward, you can make intersect off for now. Okay, once you're logged in, use the gift search page to list all username that have guest roles. What is the flag? So now we are logged in, we need to visit to the search page and list all the usernames that have roles of guest. Back to dashboard, then search. Okay, search for a user request on MongoDB. Let's try searching for any random user. Okay, send this to repeater. Now a get request is being sent, which has two parameters, which are username and role. And role is by default set to user, but we need to list the names of all username, which has the role of guest. So we can change the role to guest, and we can use on EQ operator. So now our statement says we need a username whose role is equal to guest. So let's try seeing this its response. There's nothing. Okay, what we can do, we can use NE operator beside username. So we need a username whose username is not equal to Santa, and role which is equal to guest. So basically we want the username whose role is equal to guest. So let's try seeing response. Oh, okay, we got something. Let's see. Okay, you can see we are getting username details, uh, ID guest ID guest. Okay, here is our flag. You can see. Uh, let's try seeing the request in browser. So response in browser. Copy the URL. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we got the list of all username having the role guest, and this is our required flag. So copy this. We are done with our second task. Sorry, third task. Now use the give search page to perform NoSQL injection and retrieve the MaxKD record. What is the details record? Okay, so let's go again. This time we know our username. Search. So let's again send this to repeater. So this time we know our username is MaxKD, so we can use EQ operator here, and we don't know the role. Either it is user, guest, or admin. So we can use here NQ operator, NE. So now our statement is we need data whose username is equal to MaxKD and role is not equal to user. So let's check the response. Okay, so we got our username detail, ID MaxKD admin. You can check this in browser too. Just copy this. Show response. So okay, we got our answer. Let's copy this. So okay, our answer is correct. So that's all for this video. I will see you tomorrow in day 8.